Rhythm X is a nonprofit music independent percussion ensemble.
It's really just a giant group of people playing drums in a gym.
A world-class independent percussion group.
Competing in Indianapolis this weekend and some other contests in Ohio.
My name's Navi, I'm 19, I'm from Grand Lake, Michigan, and I play bass 5. It's definitely given me like a harder work ethic, and I'll say I've made like a lot of friends, and it's helped me just to become a better person in general, so pretty impactful.
It's impacted me in a very positive way, mainly in like the social aspects. Playing on my beats well, but I feel like in past seasons I've been a bit not just like with the group, you know, all the time interacting with everybody. I feel like I've been doing a bit of a better job this season.
I am a part of the visual ensemble, so I don't play any instruments, but I add to the visual effect of the battery on the floor and basically enhance the movements and effects.
What inspired me to audition here? My brother was here for a while, and like some of my friends came here, but after marching other groups, I just decided after I saw 2016, I really decided that Rhythm X is kind of where I wanted to be, and like I wanted to make that my new home.
So far, I think it's just made me more excited and about life and everything. I was kind of in a stagnant point over the summer, and then when Rhythm X started, I just got up and jumping again, motivated.
My role in this ensemble is on the administrative team. I marched at Rhythm X for 1 year in 2022, but I've been marching in the marching arts ensembles since 2019.
Okay, so actually last year, my brother was in it again. Talk about my brother a lot. He was playing his solo, which I've heard a million times because he plays it all the time at home. But it was like the first time his solo hit, and like seeing him perform and have a giant smile on his face and just be super happy with like how hard he worked during the season, and seeing that pay off is kind of like the perfect live experience for me.
I am a forensic science student at IUPUI. It's definitely hard, but once you get into a rhythm and you're able to set aside time for everything, as long as you keep motivated, then that's really the main thing you need to do.
I found out about Rhythm X from my teachers back in high school, Shelby Huffman and Tim Barty. They would talk about it a lot and how they wanted to march those groups, and they were in the activity. Well, I want to be like somewhere in the music field, so a lot of my connections that I make really help with just getting into those fields. Like, at least with me joining Rhythm X, like, kind of just happened because Lane gave me a call, and that was a connection that I made from Cavaliers. He just asked me to come to Rhythm X. So, instances like that, teaching.
When I was in Rhythm X, I was a part of the visual ensemble. Rhythm X has been able to give me a lot of opportunities to grow both personally and professionally. When I marched, I was able to gain a lot of like personal experience through the staff members as well as all of the friends that I made. Plus being on admin, they've really allowed me to take on different endeavors and take on things like creating the Rhythm X Alumni Association and helping facilitate housing and meals and such. So I'm super grateful for that.
I'm the center marimba player, so I lead the ensemble and all of their music. I've been marching I've been marching in front ensemble since my sophomore year, so 4 or 5 years.
Okay, Pig, this is my favorite question right here. So Pig is a Rhythm X cat. He lives at the Rhythm X rehearsal site, which is in Camp Chautauqua. Everybody says he's the Rhythm X cat, but really he's the bass mascot. He sits with us the most. So.
The lot is what happens before you go into the arena. So same place where everybody unloads and has their trucks, that's exactly where warm-up is. So you'll see different subsections hanging out and rehearsing, and then we all come together all the percussion and the visual ensemble, and that's where we do the warm-up. And that was one of my favorite experiences last year is the lot, because we had hundreds of people show up. So people are allowed to go beyond the caution tape, is what we call it, and they'll watch us and cheer us on, and we just put on the show for them.
I think the first Rhythm X show I saw, well, in person, I saw the 2022 show. But I think online, I saw the 2018 show was my first show that I saw.
Probably 2019. I really like the front book.
My favorite Rhythm X show, I'm gonna be biased and I'm gonna say Art-Shaped Box, because it was so cool. I've never been a part of a show that was as incredible and as cool as 2022. On finals night, during our performance, there was a set where me and a few of the VE members and some cymbal players pushed out 4 of the boxes, holding quad players inside of them. And we came together, and while I was pushing it, Nick, the cymbal player, was doing his juggle, and first of all, it was the coolest thing ever. But while he was doing the juggle, the entire stadium roared. Like, they lost it. It was the craziest experience. I've never heard a stadium that loud. And while I was pushing the box and counting, like, the noise, how loud it was, completely took me away from me performing. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, thank goodness I wasn't actually like in front of people, or else I would have lost it. But yeah, it was the coolest experience being able to listen to the crowd just fall in love with the show and cheering Nick on while he was juggling. Like, I'll never forget that.